LeBron James out due to injury right now, or is he? Could LeBron James potentially be faking it just to rest up for the playoffs? That's the buzz that we're seeing flying around, even from some media members. I'm Trevor Lane. This is the Basketball Bulletin. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications as well. Joining me is Donnie Freeman. Donnie, let's dive into some conspiracy theories here about LeBron James.
Man, I don't know why you always want to talk about this crazy stuff, man. You always want to talk about this stuff. But hey, yeah, let's do it.
Next thing you know, we're going to be talking about ghosts and aliens and all that. Did you see there's a new picture of the Loch Ness Monster, by the way?
Oh, my God. Is it hung right next to the Sasquatch?
They're right next to the Sasquatch. Yep. right there. They're right next to Bigfoot. No, but there actually is, but it's not. I don't think it's real. I don't think it's, but this,
I don't want to say it.
This is a real theory that's going around. This is Bill Simmons, the great Bill. I love Bill Simmons as a writer. He's great. This is what Bill Simmons said on his podcast the other day. Unfortunately, he's a Celtics fan. He said, the time the injury happened at the end of the Celtics game, they've already lost. Incorrect. But we'll talk about that. The stuff from the state championship game, like him jumping around on the sidelines, by the way, smart for him to rest up and get his stuff together for the playoff run. But we were talking about this, or at least the media was, in these grave terms. LeBron, this might be the rest of the year. I think he's fine, and I think the Lakers have to be taken seriously, and I'm not going to waver from that point. So Bill Simmons saying he's fine, and good on LeBron for resting up, and there's nothing wrong with him. Do you think that's plausible, that LeBron is really just okay and he's just resting right now in order to get ready for the playoffs?
I mean, I kind of hope so. I kind of hope that he's at 100 and he's just chilling. But no, I don't really think that's the case. I think that if he was going to do that, he could have just waited until after the game. The game was nearly over. It doesn't make any sense to fake an injury and a match versus one of your biggest rivals. It doesn't make much sense to me. But I'm sure to some people that are not the staunchest LeBron fans, they would say yes, and it does make sense, and he does that all the time. So
this is the play-by-play. LeBron James checked out of the game against the Celtics, 6:44 to play in the game, and at that time it was a 9-point game. That game's not over. The Celtics have the lead, but a 9-point game with almost 7 minutes to play in today's NBA, the way the three ball is shot, that game is far from. It'd be different if there was a minute left or something like that. But there's 6:45 left. This game is not over. I can't imagine if LeBron was actually healthy. I can't imagine him saying, "Oh no, now's the time. Quick, now's the time. Execute the plan. I'm going to pretend I'm hurt and hobble off the floor." I can't imagine him doing that, particularly against the Celtics with this much time left in the game.
Exactly. It sounds unbelievable. So to me, I don't think so.
Okay. Now that's not the only bit of evidence we have here, though. There's also the footage of LeBron at his son Bryce's game, and he looks pretty spry on the sidelines. We'll get to that in just a moment. First, a quick shout out to our sponsor. That is PrizePicks, PrizePicks Daily Fantasy Sports. They do a phenomenal job. A lot of fun to play over at PrizePicks. You guys can use our promo code Bulletin. Get a guaranteed $50 on your first $5 played. Use the link in the description down below. We're going to make some picks for this evening. James Harden has been on a tear. 22.5 points, though. Can he clear that against the Cleveland defense? What do you think, Donnie?
They are really good at putting these right on the average.
They are.
That's like right on the average. I will say yes. I'll say he can do it.
Okay, I've got one. I'm going to say less on Steph Curry, 25 points, because we've already got some news. Steve Kerr is saying he's worn down. It's not even we don't even know for sure if Steph is going to play in this game. But if he does, it sounds like he's a little bit, playing on some heavy legs here. Did play last night in somehow a losing effort for the Warriors against the Nuggets. So I'm going to say Steph goes under 25 points in
class.
That's right. God, that was unbelievable. I can't believe that. Denver rests Jokic and Jamal Murray and beats the Warriors, who were red hot. Go figure.
It was a classic Westbrook triple-double, too. It was classic. It was a classic triple-double.
How is it a classic? Did he get it in turnovers, too?
No, he actually got the legit triple-double and just
Oh,
inefficient
okay.
shooting. He
That
had like
is the
16
classic
assists today.
Westbrook trade. He's got to get 10 turnovers too, right?
Stop. It's Bulletin. Stop it. Why do I have to remind you every day?
I can't help it, Tony. LaMelo Ball, 12 and a half rebounds and assists. I think he can do that in his sleep. All right, I'm going to go with those three. $10 entry fee would get you $50. Go check them out. Again, use the promo code Bulletin so they know that you came from us. We really appreciate it, everybody, when you guys do support the companies that help support us, help us keep the lights on here on our growing channel. And we're so thrilled that all of you are here. All right, let me get into this footage. This is Bryce James. This is Bryce James' high school game up in Sacramento. He's in the CIF finals. And this is LeBron on the sidelines of this game. Check this out. There you go. Making a play here. There we go. Now watch LeBron. There he is in the blue hat. Do you see the celebration? See the celebration? Like he's hulking out there and everything. But it's right here. It's right here. Look at that.
Yeah.
The lean. Are you doing that if your groin is hurt?
I mean, I'm probably not. I've never sustained a groin injury, but there are, just like any other injuries, variants to how injured you could potentially be. And also, he's probably got some adrenaline going. He's watching his kid win a championship. Like he's probably really hyped up. So
that is true, but he's also a professional athlete that is right now on the mend from an injury. And if he re-aggravates it in this moment,
oh yeah,
that could be that could end the season, right? That could end the season for the Lakers if he were to re-aggravate the injury. So I don't know what to make of all of that, Donnie. Like that particular movement there. Now maybe it was just a reaction and he just did it. I hope, like you said off the top, I hope the answer is yes, that this is all made up and he's totally healthy and he's just resting and we have nothing at all to worry about him coming back and re-injuring or anything like that. I hope this is a conspiracy theory that is accurate and true. I just don't know if I buy that he would leave a game, and then especially given where the Lakers are at in the standings, trying to compete with all these other West teams, if he were able to go, I would think the competitor in him would want to play.
Yeah, and that's why I said earlier, depending on who you ask, there's no shortage of people that don't like LeBron and would say, obviously, he's faking it, he's soft, he's this and that. But LeBron would tell you, in fact, he told you himself after the game that he was watching that game and he was really upset that he couldn't get back in because the Lakers cut it to like a 5-point game. And there's no love lost between him and Boston. They've had a very storied history and he loves playing in Boston, so I'm pretty sure he would have loved to go out there to try to steal that game, especially how the Lakers were dominated for a large part of that game until the ending of it. So I think he would have wanted to play that game. If he really
this was some premeditated rest, you could have accomplished that and still played the remainder of the game. He could have been limping a bit on the floor or something like that, finished the game, and people will say, oh, look at LeBron played through injury to finish the game out or whatever. And then said, yeah, it's bugging me. And then they shut him down for a couple weeks or something like that. You could have accomplished the same thing without actually leaving the game. So that's why ultimately, Donnie, where I land, I don't buy what Bill Simmons is saying here, that he's really fine and that this is nothing. This is all just him getting rest. I don't buy this conspiracy theory. I think it's false. I buy that LeBron is actually hurt. Call me a homer. But the problem is I would rather be wrong. I would rather the conspiracy theory be correct. So I don't buy it. Do you buy it at all, or do you land where I am at?
No, I don't buy it. Personally, to me, this is a page straight out of Skip's playbook. Skip would always say, back when he actually had a show, that LeBron, he would get hurt, quote unquote hurt or whatever. Something would happen to LeBron in the middle of the game. And Skip would always say that he is basically setting or sowing the seeds of a excuse in case they wind up losing or whatever. And that's straight out of the Skip playbook. Is LeBron gets an injury late in the game and he's making an excuse just in case XYZ happens. Now, in this case, like I said, I think that he would have wanted to come back and would have wanted to play. The reporting on LeBron's injury has also been a little bit like every time he's hurt, it's annoying because the reporting is always up and down, even going back to his first season where they were like, oh, he's coming back, and then Rich Paul's like, yeah, no, he's not. And then he rushes back, activates playoff mode, quote unquote, is not himself. But even this most recent one, they were like, he's day to day. And then all of a sudden it's, oh, he'll be back in a week. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
I think that's more semantics than anything else. I think they're saying the same thing. Just day to day, the Lakers, I think, are just saying, yeah, we're going to be updating you every day. This isn't like a week. He doesn't have like weeks ahead of him where he's out.
He had that groin injury a couple years ago, and he said himself this wasn't a serious one because he didn't hear the same pop, and that last one kept him out for a while. That was when he got on the Dallas game.
That was against the Warriors on Christmas Day.
No, not that one. He had another one a couple years ago.
Oh,
yeah, I think it was
that may have been Dallas. You may be right on that.
Yeah, I think he got that groin injury, and then for the rest of that game, he was doing nothing but up and unders, and he even stayed in that game. That was the game where Vando was hawking Luka, I believe. That game specifically.
That's right.
Like, yeah, LeBron was doing nothing but the old man game for the rest of that game, but he stayed and finished that game. But for whatever reason, he couldn't finish this one. But LeBron, similar time of the year, actually, missed a good amount of time and led into the playoffs and was able to play at that point, but was clearly not himself in the Western Conference Finals run. And so him not having a similar injury in terms of severity is a good thing. And that's probably also why he's able to move the way he is, why they're saying he's closer than further away. And so I don't really lead too much into him, having a good time on the sideline. Now, like you said, he should probably not be reacting like that because of the Lakers. He is a professional athlete. We need him out there. But like I said, I think his son won a championship. Like, that's something that most people will go crazy for regardless.
Yeah.
So I don't think that he's faking it, but I'm not a hater. So.
Yeah, and that's just it. Bill Simmons, professional hater, Celtics fan. And don't get me wrong, I like Bill Simmons, but I think this is the Celtics fan in him coming out more than anything else. And I think ultimately that's where the divide's going to be. I think in our comment section, it's going to be, if you hate LeBron, he is 100% faking it. And if you like LeBron, and most people fall in kind of one camp or the other, then he is not faking
most
it at all.
Most polarizing player of all time, in my opinion.
Probably. I think you may be right. Everybody, though, let us know. Give us your thoughts. LeBron James, do you buy that he is faking this groin injury, or do you think that is legit? Give us your thoughts in the comments down below. And don't forget to go check out our latest video about Paul George. So sad. Putting an end to his championship pursuits for this season.
I laughed so hard making that title.
It made no sense to say he was going to try to help the 76ers win a championship. But really, get better soon, Paul George. Heal up. Get ready for next season with those 76ers. He is done for the year. But go check out our video on that right now.